Hello, kindergarten. We get to learn how to paint today. I know you are so excited, but before we start, we got to talk about how we're supposed to paint in the art room. The first thing that we always have to do is we have to wear a paint shirt. That's the shirt that's on the back of our chairs. So to put that on, I'm going to put it on over the top of my clothes so they don't get dirty. I like to put my arms in first and pull my head on through. Now, I'm ready to paint and I won't get too messy. When we paint in here, we're gonna stand up to paint. Now, we're not moving around, but we are gonna stand. So I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna push my chair in. So chair is pushed into the table. Now I'm ready to paint. I'm a little too tall, so I'm going to shrink so that you can still see me. Okay, so whenever we paint, we're wearing a paint shirt, we're standing with our chair pushed in. In front of us, we're gonna have different colors of paints with different brushes in them. You need to make sure that whatever color brush you're using, that it gets back into the same color. I wouldn't wanna put my blue brush into my yellow paint because then it would mix up and I'd end up with green paint. The second thing we need to know and make sure that we are always doing is that we only paint our paper. We do not paint on the tablecloth or on our paint shirt or on our face or on our neighbors. The only place you're allowed to paint is on your paper. If I see you painting anywhere that is not your paper, you will lose your paintbrush and you'll have to sit out. So when we're painting, we're actually gonna be on a level 1. That's a whisper voice. That's so we can focus because painting requires all of our attention. So show me your very best level 1 while you are painting. And the last thing that you need to know is that the brush is either in our hands or in the paint cup. It should not be on the table. It should not be on the lid. It needs to be either in our hand or in the cup. So what we're gonna do with our lovely paper today is we just learned about all sorts of different types of lines. So we're going to make some of those fun lines on our paper. I'm gonna move some of my paint out of the way just so that you can see what I'm doing. So I will pick a color and I can work on making those lines we talked about. We learned about zigzags, wavies. I can always switch colors to a new color. Maybe I can make a dashed line, but I'm going to fill my paper up with all those different types of lines that we learned about. Okay, so here's what I've got so far. You can add more, you can add as many lines as you want. We're gonna fill up our whole paper. When we finish, it's your job to raise your hand to get permission from me to take your artwork to the drying rack. Remember, when we go to the drying rack, we're gonna walk and hold our paper with 2 hands and walk over to the drying rack and we'll slide it on from the corner, just like that. When you finish, you're gonna take off your paint shirt and you are gonna get a book and read it on the rug. To take off your paint shirt, you need to roll up the shirt all the way up to your armpits first before you try and take it off. Otherwise, you take your other shirt with you and that's kind of embarrassing. So once you've got it rolled up, then you can take it off. And to return our shirts to our chair, we gotta open up the bottom of the shirt like this, and we put the back of the chair inside. So it's like our chair is wearing the shirt. So now I'm ready to go read a book and sit on the rug until it's time for us to go.